Welcome back to Ashton Gate. It feels so good saying that with fans here.
Another opportunity, and he's onside, and it's 2 for Bristol City, and this time, and it's in! An early goal for Bristol City, and Andy Vyman is back!
And it goes clear header for
Bristol City, and they are level, and it's a first goal for Andy King for his boyhood club.
Good afternoon and welcome to Robins TV for our coverage of a trip up north. Yes, to Ewood Park we go to face Blackburn Rovers. Well, after 3 consecutive defeats, the Robins will be looking to breathe life into the oldest of football cliches, a return to winning ways. Well, joining me for this one is Bristol City Academy Director Brian Tinian. Brian, welcome along. Nice to have you here. A return to winning ways is what we're looking for today. The gaffer's called for a solid defensive display. Is that, do you think, what has been happening in training this week?
Oh, we've seen a lot of balls go in the box and a lot of headed balls this week. I must say, we've conceded too many goals. We've been in a lot of games where we scored 2 and still can't win a game. So yeah, definitely we have to be more solid. We have to stop conceding as many goals. We have to defend better offset plays, and it'll be really interesting today to see with Robbie Cundy in the team at 6'4", and Rob Atkinson with Klose in between. So there's 3 big boys there who should be able to defend set plays.
It's not just goals, is it? And the gaffer talked about this in the week as well. It's soft goals. It's goals that we absolutely shouldn't be conceding.
Well, it is. We have to work really hard to score a goal, and then teams against us are not having to work so hard to get the goals. So, yeah, we have to be more solid. We have to defend better as a team as well. So it's not just the 3 at the back; it's the people in front of them who are stopping the passes and stopping the crosses and stopping goals in our balls going in our box. So yeah, I'm sure he'll be desperate for a solid performance at the back from the 3 boys.
Now we can see the boys arriving here. I just wonder whether, I mean, as you know, there's some real talent in this group. A lot of young talent, as you're very aware of. But do you think their sort of inexperience could be the cause of some of the inconsistency in the results at the moment?
I think if you look at the team, and this is the first game that Thomas Callas hasn't been available, if you're looking at Callas and Klose and Williams and Matty James and Chris Martin and Andy Vyman, there's a lot of experience there. So I think at some point we have to probably stop looking for excuses. Yeah. The boys are playing in the team because the manager's picking them because they're good enough. So I think it's time now to stand up and be counted.
Yeah, wise words. I'm still looking for that elusive first away win of 2022, which, you know, on March the 12th is perhaps something we shouldn't be saying. What does City have to do today to get those 3 points?
Well, I don't like to say it, but Blackburn haven't been scoring too many goals, so we can be patient. If we can stay in the game and not concede early and give them something to hang on to, I think we'll get chances. And as I say, if you've got Chris Martin and Andy Vyman and Antoine Semenyo in your front 3, I think there's goals there. So, and our games over the last 2 months, we've scored twice, a lot of times, and still haven't won games. So, can we be solid, get the ball to them 3, and let's see some goals at the other end.
Let's hope so. More from Brian on the way, just a couple of ticks. But the team news is in from Ewood Park. The man that's going to take you through it is our lead commentator, Toby Osborne.
Thanks, Downsy. After a goalless draw last weekend against Millwall, Tony Mowbray was questioned about his inactivity in the January market, given the absence of injured top scorer Ben Brereton Diaz. However, he feels his front men have enough to fill that void. Just one change for the host. It sees January arrival Ryan Giles replaced by Reda Kadra. It means a slight change in formation from the 2 strikers to 2 attacking midfielders behind Sam Gallagher. Kadra arrived on loan from Brighton in the summer, having spent his youth career with Borussia Dortmund. It will be a back 3 today with Lenahan and Wharton separated by Van Heck. A midfield 4 sees Joe Rothwell, a former Manchester United youth graduate, partner Travis in the middle. Travis signed a new long-term deal with the club this week. And then up top, Buckley and Gallagher join Radra as they look to get back among the goals. Just 3 in total since the turn of the year, which is a quite staggering stat for a side that sit 4th in the Championship table. Nigel Pearson wants a solid defensive display today, so we have a new look back line for Bristol City. Timm Klose is declared fit. He is accompanied by the returning Rob Atkinson and a somewhat surprising inclusion in Robbie Cundy as well. He comes into the starting 11. Great to see him start for Bristol City for the first time. Jada Silva starts as well, and as we understand it, Andy Vyman will start as right wing back today. By their standards, Matty James and Joe Williams will acknowledge that there is room for improvement in midfield. However, their partnership is of course in its infancy as it stands. Alex Scott will line up in front of them, and then up front the now duo of Semenyo and Martin will want to get back among the goals in front of the travelling support today. On the bench for the Reds, youth in abundance. Wiles Richards is in ahead of O'Leary, Benarouz, Conway, Bell and Pring, with a sprinkle of experience in there as well in the shape of Naki Wells. So let's hear from the man that picked the team today. It's Nigel Pearson.
Nigel, let's start with selection. Robbie Cundy, his first start for Bristol City 3 years after joining. Been a long journey for him, but what do you hope to get from him today?
The Robbie that I've seen over the last couple of months in particular, one that I see in training, and I think for him it's been an interesting journey, let's put it like that. But he's in there on merit, and let's hope he can deliver for us.
You've talked about wanting a really solid defensive display. You've brought Rob Atkinson in as well.
Yeah, well, I think Rob did more than okay last week when he went on, and he's looking more like he was at the start of the season, which is good for us. Obviously, Thomas misses out and may only be out for this game or the 2 games next week as well. We'll see how he is. But it's always an opportunity for somebody else.
You obviously want to produce at the other end of the field as well.
Yeah.
Andreas Weimann is hitting 400 appearances. Great for him, great landmark, but you get enthusiasm and hopefully some more goals.
Well, Andy's played many positions for us so far this season, but wherever he plays, he's always dangerous, and I expect him to be another very important performer for us today. But as you've already talked about, we need to be solid. We need to be more solid than we have been, and that just doesn't mean the defenders performing. It means having a more organised barrier in front of the defence. But we still need to keep that potency going forward.
It was a tight game in the return fixture. Yeah. Are you expecting a similar occasion today?
Yeah, I think it'll be a tight game again. They're having a really good season. I know they're in a patch of form which has not really progressed them too much further, but they're having a really good season, and they have good players. So, look, I can talk about opponents, but I think the biggest thing for me is today our own performance, our own desire to get it right at both ends of the field, and because that's how we're going to make real progress.
All the best today, Nigel.
Cheers.
Nigel Pearson chatting to Dave Barton there, pitchside at Ewood Park. Your thoughts on the selection today?
Yeah, it's solid. It's a solid back three who can defend. It's dangerous to keep talking about having to defend, because then it genuinely goes the other way. So we've got to concentrate on our game as a whole, not just the back three. It's how the midfield protects the back three. It's how the front players affect Blackburn's back three. So it's the whole team we need to concentrate on, really. And if we can attack well and stay in their half for longer periods, then the back three won't have to defend as much as we hope they don't have to.
How much of a blow is not having Thomas fit?
Thomas has been really good, but as Knight says, it gives Robbie Cundy an opportunity. You know, he came on at Forest a couple of weeks ago, second half, and played really well. I know Robbie well because I've watched him and brought him in from Bath City 3 years ago after watching him for a full season at Bath. I've watched him at Cambridge in League 2, then go on to Gillingham in League 1. He's tough, he'll head it, he'll block shots, and he's pretty good on the ball. So I've always said he's a type of, like an Aidan Flint, with probably when Aidan came, Robbie probably a little bit better on the ball. So it'll be really interesting to see how he handles this.
And that young bench, Toby mentioned it, there is a little bit of experience there obviously with Naki, but still, I don't know what the average age is, but still quite young.
Yeah, it looks like a creche. But he's
To you and me, it does.
but they deserve it. You know what I mean? They're good players. And the good thing for us is that they're 18 and 19 years of age, and we know in 2-3 years' time they're going to be regulars in Bristol City's team. So this is a great experience for them. If they get a bit of time, great. But in the long term, I think we can safely see 3, 4, 5 regular Bristol City players for the future.
Yeah, I was having a quick chat with Nigel during one of their games on the touchline, and he said exactly the same. He said, you know, this team, it's just, you can see the roots of it. It's coming to flower. It's so exciting. Such exciting times for Bristol City.
Yeah, definitely. Because you're looking at the lads on the bench, then you're looking at Antoine, then you're looking at Scotty, and then you're looking at others as well below that. So yeah, really exciting time for these young players. And as I say, we want to concentrate on now, because the future is going to be great, but we need to win some games now.
Yeah, wise words. Thanks, Brian. Right, it's time for another Robins TV exclusive now. And up to the HPC we go, when Robins TV reporter Dan White caught up with new boy Timm Klose on his journey to Ashton Gate.
Tim, welcome to Robins TV. In reality, it's not that long ago when we first brushed shoulders on your first day here at the High Performance Centre, but 7 games is a long time in football. How have you found your time here so far?
Excellent so far. Obviously, it's been brilliant to play all 7 games. Let's take the results away. I mean, we've been okay at home. We were able to get some results in back home, but away we could have done better, obviously, and yeah, it's always my goal, you know. Obviously, I want to go out and win games, and it's always hard to lose them, and then I'm a very reflective guy and very self-critic about myself as well. So I always think about what could I do better to help the team even more. But yeah, all in all, I'm really happy that I can help and play and have fun out there with the lads.
We're going to talk about your journey to BS3. So it all starts at, correct me if I'm wrong in saying this, Thun?
Yes.
In Switzerland?
Yeah.
Cool.
Thun,
so after a youth spell at Basel as well. So how did you find your time playing in the country where you grew up?
It was fantastic. Obviously, I wanted to make my first appearance for my boyhood club, FC Basel. Unfortunately, that didn't work out because they basically kicked me out and said that I'm not good enough. But yeah, sometimes that's football, and you need to be aware that decisions like this can happen. But you need to be strong-minded and keep going, and that's what I've done. And then obviously went to Thun, had a great mentor there at Thun, and it was. Everything went very, very fast from there. I mean, I had 2 years at Thun, 2 years at Nuremberg, 2.5 or 3 years at Wolfsburg, and then came to Norwich and then BS3. You're
not the first, and you certainly won't be the last to forge that path from the Bundesliga to the Premier League over the years. And like you said, you joined Norwich City in 2016. What advice did you receive, if any, before making the move to the Premier League?
Oh, not really a great deal of advices. I was just like trying to get into a new country, get to know the culture, get to know the football over here, which was pretty hard to adapt at first because it's just another level again. And yeah, I mean, it's up to you in the end. It's up to the player. How does he adapt to it? How much will is in him to go out and fight for his place, and yeah, I'm professional enough to always like try my best.
So I guess the question now is, you know, what do Bristol City need to do to emulate, you know, Norwich City in gaining promotion to the Premier League?
I mean, we're on the same route at the moment. I think the quality in the team is very good. I think we have a lot of good young players mixed with great experience, and it's just about how can we bring this on the pitch in every game. Like, how can we be consistent? At the moment, I would say we go up and down in that consistency, and which is a normal thing of progression. But the gaffer is doing a really good job in, like, you know, keeping a cool head. Obviously, it's not always easy to to stay positive in when you have games like let's say Nottingham, where I think we didn't play well, but he's doing a great job with his team, just to make sure that we keep on going and we try to be better every game, so we get there to the point where we are consistent, and then we can bring our performances week in, week out.
Yeah, like you say, long way to go before the summer.
Exactly.
We'll be with you every step of the way.
Perfect. Thank you.
Timm Klose chatting to Robin's TV reporter Dan White there. Right, well, still to come, we're going to be catching up with Bristol City Women ahead of their clash with Watford at the HPC. Also, we're going to take a look back at some classic Bristol City goals at Ewood Park, and for our overseas viewers, all the action as Bristol City take on Blackburn Rovers at Ewood Park. Kick-off at 3 o'clock. All on the way after this short break. Welcome back to Robin's TV for our coverage of the Sky Bet Championship game between Blackburn Rovers and Bristol City up at Ewood Park. Hello to everybody watching on YouTube and Facebook as well. You have us until our... you have to leave us for kick-off, I'm afraid, because it's an overseas game only. However, on Tuesday night, it'll all be different. Domestic viewers, more than welcome. We'll talk more about that a little bit later on. However, we are talking about tomorrow now, and our attention turns to Bristol City Women, who are in action against Watford tomorrow in the FA Women's Championship. Goalkeeper Fran Bentley has been chatting to Robin's TV reporter Freya Clothier about the clash tomorrow.
Every game's important now, we need to get the 3 points.
So Fran, you're now 3 clean sheets in 4 games, 4 wins on the bounce. How confident is this side at the moment?
I think we're really confident, especially going in after an international break as well. We had all the momentum going into it, but I think just carrying that on is really important for us.
Your relationship with the backline must be flourishing at the moment. What is your relationship like with the likes of Satara Murray, Naomi Dazelle, etc.?
Yeah, it's really good, and I think it helps me as a goalkeeper to have them players in front of me and know that I can just do my thing and they can do theirs and we can just work together.
It must help your confidence knowing the likes of Abby Harrison, Fionn Morgan, Aggie Beaver-Jones is scoring at the moment.
Yeah, I think in games where we're doing our thing at the back and we know that if it is tight near the end, I just know that one of them is going to grab us a goal and do what they do.
Been here 7 months now. How are you finding life on the West Country?
I'm loving it. It's a bit different, quite far from my home, but it's a great experience and a really nice place.
You joined from Manchester United on loan. How have you found the transition between there and here?
Yeah, it's very different, but I think a great experience and dropping down a league, but we have a really good environment here and everyone gets on great and it's a great experience for me.
Watford here at the HPC on Sunday. What threats do you see them posing this weekend?
I think they're pacey up top and they'll press us, and also we can't be complacent even though they're lower in the league. Every game's important now and we need to get the 3 points.
Going into the final games of the season, what is your goals as a team?
As a team, I think just take every game as it comes, focus on the opposition, do what we can, but focus on ourselves as well and get 3 points each game, and especially the big one at Ashton Gate will be good.
So you touched on the Liverpool game there, more than 2,000 tickets sold. How good is that to see in here?
Yeah, it's amazing, especially for the women's game, it's growing, and for us as a team it'll be amazing to have our fans there backing us up.
When you played there against Blackburn earlier on in the season, how good was it with that crowd behind you, and how much are you looking forward to the Liverpool game?
Yeah, it was amazing. When we were walking out, it was just a new experience for me, hearing all the fans behind us, and we really performed well that day, and I think they helped us to get the win.
Well, good luck to the girls tomorrow. Tickets still available if you fancy it on our website at bcfc.co.uk. Kick-off at the HPC is at 3 o'clock and there's still parking available as well. Go and check out all the details. Right. As far as our opposition is concerned today, Brian, I mean, not that only one win in the last 8 games. I guess that perhaps gives City an opportunity. Perhaps confidence is low, morale low in the camp.
Well, goals has been a problem for him, and obviously Barrett and Diaz is out of the team at the minute, injured, so they've missed him a lot. Gallagher's a handful, the striker who was at Southampton. Bradley Dack's coming back from injury, so he's on the bench now, and I heard Tony Mowbray talking about trying to get him on for 20-25 minutes. So, yeah, they have found a problem scoring goals, but we've got to really concentrate on us today, and I think Nigel talked about it earlier. Forget the opposition, it's what we do today.
It's the aim of the day. Good. Okay, right. Now, let me ask you this question. What do the names Patterson, Pisano, Abraham, Codger and Wilbraham stir up in your emotions? Well, let's take a look in the hot tub time machine back to some classic City goals up at Ewood Park.
With a groin injury. Forward for Jeju. Waits for support. Gets it from Rowe. And it's a good ball in. And it's the opening goal for Bristol City. 11 minutes before half time. And it's JB Patterson with the header. Tommy Rowe starting at left back, unfamiliar territory this afternoon, but that's the kind of delivery that he can provide. And Patterson, who spent the first half of the season on loan at Derby County, pops up with another important goal.
Well, let's hope we can create some more magic moments like that at Ewood Park from 3 o'clock this afternoon. Well, time to say goodbye to our viewers on Facebook and YouTube. Obviously, because of the EFL regulations, we have to say goodbye to you. However, we'll say hello to you again on Tuesday night. Of course, we'll be here for our trip to Barnsley. Our coverage for that one starts at 7:15. Look forward to that. But we'll say goodbye to you, our viewers on Facebook and YouTube.